I'm Isabella.
And I'm Brian.
And we're here with mayoral candidate Jack Eaton.
Would you be able to explain kind of what happened with the water bill and what recently went through? The idea behind why it was implemented?
So initially, the city staff set out to find a way to try to save low-wage renters money on their water bill. And we hired a consultant, and that consultant advises appropriately that you can't base water bills on income. It has to actually relate to the cost of providing services. And so they set up a rather arbitrary set of classifications, multi-unit and single-family units, and determined that single-family homes were more expensive to serve. And so they're shifting the cost from rental units to single families, just based on that rather arbitrary classification. Now, within commercial users, there's similar classifications that you could identify, but no attempt was made to gather data about their use or their costs. And they actually are bigger users. They could conserve water more effectively than homeowners. When we shift the burden of our water system from renters to homeowners, it does two things. First, it gives a break to the landlord, not to the tenant. And landlords get to write off their water bill on their taxes. And it shifts it to the homeowner, who will respond by cutting back on water usage. And when you talk about cutting back on water usage, you're talking about not having a nice garden for food, not having a nice garden for pollinators like bees and birds. And I don't think that's the kind of neighborhoods we want. We want to encourage good, sustainable neighborhoods, where you can have a garden to feed yourself, to provide the plants that pollinators need. And the most important thing to remember about this shift in burden in the water bill is that it doesn't raise any new money. So it's the same amount of revenue, it's just different people paying for it.
I think a really important thing that I heard there, which I think is quite relevant, is that it shifts the burden off of the landlords and not the tenants. Because a lot of people, if they're seeing this, they're saying, okay, well, great, I don't have to worry about my water bill. But from the data that you've seen and collected, I think we've seen that the landlords are going to get a break, but the tenants aren't going to see a change in their rates because the price that they're being charged was fine before. It's going to stay the same now. The landlords are just going to pocket the money that they gain from these changes.
I agree. Well said.
So, just from what you said, it sort of sounds like people are still paying the same amount for water. It's just changing on who pays more. Who do you propose pays more for water? Is it like businesses, or sort of shifted a little bit off single-family homes? Like, what's your solution to this issue? Because it clearly is one.
The way our rate structure previously distributed the costs, so everything we needed to do was being done, and it was more fair. And I would say that if you drink a gallon of water and I drink a gallon of water, it doesn't matter what tap it comes out of, it should cost basically the same amount of money. And so shifting the burden is the wrong way to look at it. It should be an overall cost sharing. This is the cost of running a water system in a city the size of Ann Arbor, and everybody contributes to it like we did in the past.